Have you ever lost something so small yet so important that it felt like your entire world had tipped over? Let me tell you about the time I lost my wallet. What began as a frustrating, seemingly insignificant mistake turned into one of the most profound lessons of my life. This story isn't just about losing a wallet. It's about kindness, perspective, and how life often teaches us exactly what we need to learn, even when we least expect it. Stick around, because this moment changed how I see the world, and it might just change something for you too. It happened years ago during a particularly busy week. Life was chaotic. I had errands to run, bills to pay, and a never-ending list of things I thought were urgent. You know the feeling, don't you? Days where it seems like the clock is moving faster than you are. That day was no different. I was juggling groceries in one hand and receipts in the other, rushing from place to place. I didn't know it then, but I was so consumed by the rush that I wasn't paying attention to the little things. And then, as I sat down at home, the realization hit me like a ton of bricks. My wallet was gone. I'll never forget the feeling. My stomach dropped, and my mind immediately started racing. My wallet wasn't just a collection of cards and cash. It held my driver's license, credit cards, and little mementos I'd carried for years. Losing it wasn't just inconvenient. It felt like losing a piece of myself. I tried to retrace my steps. I'd been to the grocery store, the cafe, and the post office. Surely it was at one of those places. I called the cafe first. The barista checked behind the counter and said, "Sorry, nothing here." Then came the grocery store. Same answer. My frustration grew with every call. I rushed back out, retracing every step I had taken that day. I searched the aisles where I'd shopped, the streets I'd walked, and even the parking lot. Oh, nothing. The wallet seemed to have disappeared into thin air. By the end of the day, I felt defeated. I kept blaming myself. Why didn't I pay more attention? How could I let this happen? It was as if I had failed in the simplest of ways, by not holding on to something so important. Just as I was beginning to accept that the wallet was gone for good, something unexpected happened. Later that evening, my phone rang. It was a number I didn't recognize. "Hello?" I answered hesitantly. A warm voice on the other end said, "Hi, is this John? I believe I found your wallet." For a moment, I was speechless. Her relief washed over me like a wave. The woman explained that she had found the wallet near the parking lot outside the grocery store. She had used my ID to track me down. We arranged to meet at a nearby cafe so she could return it. I remember walking into that cafe, a mix of gratitude and embarrassment swirling inside me. When I met her, I was struck by her kindness. She handed me the wallet with a smile and said, "I figured someone out there was missing this." Her tone was so casual, as if returning a lost wallet was the most natural thing in the world. What stood out wasn't just that she returned it, it was how she treated the entire situation. She didn't expect praise or reward. For her, it was simply the right thing to do. As I thanked her profusely, she smiled and said something I'll never forget. "We all lose things now and then. What matters is what we do when we find them." Her words struck a chord deep within me. She wasn't just talking about wallets. She was talking about life, about how we respond to mistakes, to loss, and to opportunities to help one another. I couldn't help but reflect on the Stoic principles I had spent much of my life studying. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about how we cannot control external events, only how we respond to them. Losing my wallet had felt like a failure, but this stranger's kindness reframed the entire situation. It wasn't just a mistake. It was an opportunity to experience generosity and to be reminded of the goodness in people. I realized something else, too. In my rush and frustration, I had been so focused on the loss that I failed to see the bigger picture. Losing the wallet forced me to slow down. to let go of my obsession with control, and to appreciate the unexpected connections that life can offer. That encounter stayed with me long after my wallet was safely back in my pocket. It made me think about all the times I had found something someone else had lost, a scarf on a park bench, a set of keys in a grocery store, and how I'd often walked away, assuming it wasn't my problem. I made a promise to myself that day. If I ever found something someone else had lost, I would go out of my way to return it. But the lesson didn't stop there. It wasn't just about lost items. It was about lost moments, lost opportunities, and lost connections. How many times had I been too busy, too distracted, to notice when someone needed help or a kind word? This stranger's act of kindness reminded me that the world is full of opportunities to make a difference, even in the smallest ways. And those small acts, those seemingly insignificant choices, are what create the fabric of a meaningful life. Losing my wallet taught me a lesson I'll carry with me forever. Life isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about how we respond to them. It's about kindness, connection, and finding beauty in the unexpected. That stranger didn't just return my wallet, she returned my faith in people. And she reminded me of something the Stoics have always known, that our greatest strength lies not in what we have, but in how we choose to live. So the next time you lose something or find something, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this moment? You might be surprised by the answer. Have you ever had a similar experience? One where a small act of kindness left a lasting impact on your life? Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And if this story resonated with you, give it a like and share it with someone who needs a reminder of the goodness in the world. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, John the Stoic, for more stories and lessons grounded in wisdom and life experience. Let's keep learning and growing together.